Everyone, RemanX here, and we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. We're going to talk about how Arena is not yet fixed, and it's probably the second worst experience in Marvel Strike Force, right behind RTA. And realistically, this is the one that's impacting you the most. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about how to make the most of it, what to expect, are Arena tunes even worth vying for, and what the heck is this meta we're hearing about, and really what to expect in the end here. So let's talk a little bit about this, right? So this has become a renewed source of interest for me because of the Arena currency. All right, so if you guys don't know, and you live under a rock somewhere, they've added a new orb, and they've added some new characters in the shop. So they gave us a rework, but they also set the price of some featured characters a lot higher. So if you're going for Scream at a random chance, and the idea is getting them from this orb, Arena has never felt worse than it has right now. And the idea that there are Arena teams and Arena meta, the defenses just don't hold right now. Kestra and Silver Surfer have ushered in much more than Doom has the end of the Arena meta as we know it, and there are quite a few more Arena teams that are better overall. And so the problem we're facing here comes down to a very specific challenge. What can we do to overcome this? What is happening in Arena? And finally, what I think Scopely needs to do about it. And so we're going to start with what's happening in Arena. And realistically, there is a major problem in Arena that has existed from the time of inception. You can identify what shard you're in. Everybody in your shard has the same payout. Because they have the same payout, they can coordinate together to prevent you from getting spots in your arena. Now, whether or not you consider that cheating, that's not the fault of the players, that's the fault of the system. That is just an oversight that just doesn't make sense in this current mechanic. And it is an absolute feels bad in the situation that a group of players can coordinate and control. And by the way, guys, I used to work with my Arena shard. We used to work together and test like Arena defenses. I worked with a lot of these guys. I don't think any of them are cheating. A lot of these guys have begun and played together in alliances. They recruited from the shard. It was just a social area to interact. But I will tell you that participating in like targeting people because they don't want to work with you, in my opinion, is just the realm of when it starts to feel dirty. But at the end of the day, it's on Scopely to fix this. So a couple of ideas here, and we're going to talk about this. I have a video that came out today. Make sure you guys check it out. Talking about basically ISO management, what you need to be farming from ISO management. And a lot of this comes down to the fact that you have just a wide variety of Arena cores. The rewards from your system here, from Arena, your budget for everything you're able to do in the game comes from cores. Whether you're a mid-range spender or an absolute free-to-play player, how you manage these cores you get from Arena is a big deal. And if you ask any content creator, I believe 99.9% of them will prioritize your Arena team, your raid team. Usually they're about the same. Now that we've gone wider with our roster, it's changed a little bit. Over any other teams except for War Offense. And this is bad because in the current age, it's exposed the nasty flaw that is Arena collusion, that is the bug that did the exploit that didn't really get fixed, and a lot of the problems we're facing with frustration. This needs to be addressed. And the problem is, well, realistically, depending on how active your shard is, I don't know if they could do anything besides merging shards or changing the payout, or for different people in the shards payout time, or honoring the top players, the top rank that you've achieved every day. Unfortunately, these are just things that can be manipulated at the end of the day and would ultimately control the source output, but there's just not enough cores to do all the things that they want us to do and that we need to do every day. You are not spending enough cores on ISOs, and it's not your fault. You don't get enough cores. And realistically, that a group of players can coordinate to prevent you from getting cores or force you into spending cores, or, and you guys will see this in a video here, you could spend cores to buy an extra attempt and not be able to attack anyone. It'll take your cores. It's an absolute big deal, and it needs to be changed. This is a feels bad mechanic that is the source of frustration right now when all of the changes were made to the Arena store. All of these prices come into the fact that literally you have very little control over your ranking if you're in one of these active arenas. So the thing is, there's really no choice here. So the fact that this feels bad every day and there hasn't been made, this is an oversight. They make these sweeping changes, and I get it. They probably thought by fixing the exploit, which they largely fixed, that they were addressing the concerns that most people had with Arena. Well, I can tell you they just weren't listening. There is something fundamentally wrong with the Arena system. It needs an overhaul. It needs better rewards. And it just doesn't work for a lot of players. Now, couple that with the fact that you can take time off, whether self-imposed or because you actually have a life. And if you come back to the game, you're in that original shard that you started playing with. Think about this. I've had friends that were hospitalized because of COVID, took times off because their jobs prevented them from playing the game at large swaths of time, returned to the game, and were forced to look up at their Arena shard and never be able to sniff the top 10. We talk about catch-up mechanics. These are the very specific instances we talk about that have to be addressed. If a player comes back to your game, gives you a second shot, and then they have to experience Arena in its current format, yeah, there's something drastically wrong with the way that Arena works. And I'm beyond frustrated for the player base, because for me, Arena is just about being able to test a meta. By the way, this is the meta attack team. Most likely you can win with this team if your Silver Surfer and Kestrel are powerful enough, but nothing's going to hold on defense. I could probably close my eyes and auto most teams. And that has compounded the frustration in Arena. I hate to say it, but it might have been better when your Black Order held a little bit if you spent an amazing amount of investment, which I'm sorry if you invested all your gold promo credits in them and have them beaten by a 4-star 4-red Kestrel. So the outrage isn't because Kestrel's too strong. It's because it's undermined our investment, because it's changed the game mode that we were accustomed to, because the rewards don't meet the effort that it takes every day. And because sometimes the payout just doesn't make sense. I think you guys may have heard the story of the time I pulled over to do an Arena attack before payout, was on a side street, and had a little old lady back into me because no car had ever been parked on the side of the road where I was parked for an Arena attack. Because I wanted a few extra cores. If you don't see how this is fundamentally wrong, how this demand of our time and energy is at the juxt of the problems that the community is facing, you don't get it. We need something done with Arena. I know it's not high on your priority, but you got to address it, because the next character that goes into that store, which it should be happening, #soon, could cause a significant outrage depending on how important that character is. And if the character's 975 and a group of players are deciding who gets access to those currency to be able to purchase it, well, there's a revolution in the future. It's looking you in your eyes. Remember, guys, I do things that you don't have to. I spent a lot of cores today to move up absolutely no spots. I'm rank 11. My payout's not for a little while here, 13 minutes. I'm not going to bother spending the, 400 cores. If you guys want to take a look at my Twitch, you guys can see my journey here today, watching my rank. And I'll have another video, guys, where you guys can see my actual frustration attached to this one, guys. Anyway, check you soon. Love you much. Scopely, balls in your court. Fix Arena for us.